post his motherfucking stats. You already know what time it is. We gonna post his motherfucking stats. What's up, y'all? I know it's been a while and everything, but I've been kind of busy and all that, so I apologize. I promise to do better in the future. I also apologize if y'all hear my son in the background because he's on the game, having his fun and everything. But let's go ahead and talk about these Pelicans. I'm doing this video while the game is still on. Scores currently 100 to 125 in the fourth quarter with like 5 minutes, 9 seconds remaining. I'm not going to cut too deep in this video. Uh, Pels match up well with the Clippers, and they lost Serge during part of the game. And they didn't have Pat Bev, although I'm not sure how much of a difference that would have made. Um, but man, I gotta tell you, that Lakers trio is Zion, boy. But I want to throw a name into the hat real quick. Jackson Hayes has been playing so much better recently. I got to give him credit. He's been a mobile defensive unit. He's been able to get in, contest, handle the pick and roll coverages really well. Plus, he's been able to give them something from the center spot as well. Uh, honestly, what's the point of paying Steven Adams all this money if you're going to have Jackson Hayes out here doing more? I don't know. Uh, Also, I just want to go ahead and let everybody know I will be calling the authorities on Jackson Hayes for raping. Um, what is that guy's name? Reggie Bullock, I believe. Um, yeah, he molested him. If you didn't see that dunk, I don't know what to tell you, but that was plum molestation. I'm calling all of the authorities that I can call, every single authority in existence. They will be called for that play. That man had a family. That boy got kids. I mean, I don't know why he did it to him like that, but hell, he wiped that man's existence away. Oh my God, that shit was embarrassing. Man, look, Zoe did his thing. He showed up. He was playing solid defense. Um, I'm not sure what his final stat total is. I know he had at one point 28 and 5. Like I said, I know they just pulled the starter, so you know, last I saw it was 28 and 5. It may be more than that. Something like 7 or 10 shooting. He went to the free throw line on an and one. I actually missed that play because my the stream started lagging and dropping. But I went and saw what he did in transition when he charged in and got the and one layup, and he hit his free throw. So always positive to see that. I was wondering if he was actually going to get to the line. That was in the back of my head. I was like, he really needs to get to the line. So kudos to him. Um, Bledsoe actually didn't play too bad this game. He set this really, really high level pick that caught my eye. I think it was in the third quarter where he wrapped his leg around Batum, and Batum literally could not move from where he was without running over Bledsoe, which got Zion all the space he needed to attack the basket. And he got a free layup off of it. Little stuff like that excites me in the game. I know it's not like a big deal to most people, but when I see little shit like that, I'm just like, wow, yeah, that the nerdy part of me comes out when I see shit like that. It's like, okay, niggas knocking down 3-point shots, dunking on niggas, all right, cool. But you gonna get your knee and leg all on the other guy, no homo, and just like cut him off from the play entirely when you were undersized guard, trying to guard someone who's like 6'8", 6'9", bruh, that is basketball pornography for me. I just that made me gush with excitement. That's the kind of stuff I like to see. Um, I I think let's see. Last I saw, Zion and Bi had 23 apiece. So your starting, core had over 60 points, 66 points. So, I mean, when they play good, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna win. And it was like they were playing good in sessions. It was like Lonzo had it going first, then Bi had it, and then when Lonzo came out, it was the Zion show, and then Bi had it for the rest of the half, and then Zoe comes out and start making plays in the third, and because of it, they had a very balanced attack. Zoe was killing from the 3 point line. It almost make you forget his last couple games. He hadn't been too good. Um, his last couple games. Matter of fact, the Pelicans in general had not played a game that I felt was worth covering or making a video about until this one. And it's not because they won, because they obviously won the Cleveland game, but I didn't think they did too. Like, Cleveland was just one of those teams. It's just like, yeah, to me, they're like Memphis. You're supposed to beat them. You're supposed to wipe them off the floor. But he had been shooting bad for the last couple games. Some people say it's his middle finger or whatever that he has taped up. I'm not sure what the cause is, but he was knocking him down tonight. Kudos to him for that. Um, he also early he got because he had 11 in like the first quarter. He was a big reason why they were ahead. If you consider the fact they had a 24-36 lead, if you take away his 11, they have a 24-25 lead. So he was a big part of their offense in the beginning. Also, he hit a couple passes and dimes to some guys. Especially his pick and roll play with Jackson Hayes. He be like threading the needle with Jackson Hayes. That shit has been like a marvel to watch. I'm sitting there like, damn, how do you get that to fit? Like, but he made it work. Zion did his thing. They didn't have an answer for him, and Bi did not shrink in lights of prime time or marquee television games. Normally, he kind of shrinks, but he showed up for this one. Um, Paul George was Paul George, solid defense, but that nigga was getting hurt all over the court. Like every other moment, like I think Zoe uppercut his ass. Bi need him in the nuts. Like he was getting domestically abused out there. I don't know what was going on. Every time I looked around, he was on his knees. Um, yeah, yeah. Anyway, Kawhi, he was doing Kawhi things. They really didn't have an answer for him. I got to give them credit though. They played, for the most part, they played elite defense on him. He was just making tough shots. If you go back and look at some of the highlights, he had a guy in his face the entire time. At some point, like there was only one play where he got to the rim and he was kind of uncontested. But other than that, he was literally doing over shoulder fadeaways and stuff like that. He was shooting over people. Like he was just making tough shots. And in my head, it's like either a guy like that when he's on, you just got nothing to do about it. You just gotta hope it wears off. But nah, that's Kawhi. That's what he does. And so it is what it is. But it was a solid defensive performance from this team. I saw things I didn't like the Clippers made a concerted effort to attack Steven Adams and Bi in the pick and roll. Um, they were hunting them for their feet movement. I don't know why they didn't spend as much time on Zion, but the goal was to go after Steven Adams in the pick and roll, which they did. They started abusing him, and it's just getting to the point now where I'm like, man, look, I'm almost perfectly fine with the Pelicans trading Steven Adams and just keeping Jackson Hayes and Willie Hernan Gomez, and you just make it work from there because All that money for what? 29 million this year, and he's only playing like I don't. I think the last I looked, he was only playing like 28 minutes a game. He's not even playing 30 minutes a game, and he's making, like, now that I think about it, now that I said it out loud, he's making $1 million just about per minute to do absolutely nothing but waste everybody's time and be a defensive liability. And you extended this guy. Oh, Pelicans don't change. But yeah, I don't really have too much to say about this game. Serge got hurt. Nikhil Alexander Walker got hurt. Uh, we'll see what happens with them, particularly now. But uh, speaking of now, let me say this. I noticed this a while ago, but when Nal's in the game, Nal tends to monopolize the ball from Kira, which is forcing him to be like he's forced to play Lonzo's role. He's just not the shooter that Lonzo is. And so he shoots these shots and he can't make them. And then you got Nal playing point guard, which he's a combo guard. He's supposed to be able to do a little bit of both. But honestly, you're taking the ball away from Kira, who needs the ball to create and do what he does, which to me is like nonsense. So I'm not saying I'm glad Nal got hurt, but what I am saying is because he's hurt and because JJ is out, you get to see what this team looks like without Nal in the picture. And maybe that might give you reason to say, maybe we should re-sign Zoe. We may need to get up off this Nal guy and let Kira play some minutes there. We'd be looking good. That's all I'm saying. There was all this talk about, okay, Pell's going to need another, need to get rid of some guards. Well, they're getting rid of themselves with injuries. So let's see what they look like with just Lonzo, Kira, and Bledsoe, and go from there. Uh, Outside of that, man, my son's up in there killing it. Outside of that, though, Pelicans destroyed the Clippers. Um, you know what? If the Pelicans somehow manage to get into the playoffs and they end up in the first round with the Clippers, that's going to be a good series because we match up well with them. And that's one of those series like when they played Dallas last year, where they could easily find themselves down like 2-1, and they're like, "How the hell are the Pelicans beating us?" And so, I would really love a playoff series between the Pelicans and the Clippers. So I'm gonna be looking for that. Uh, That reminds me, I have a slight rant I want to go on, but I'm not going to do it for this video. All I'm going to say is, how the fuck is Memphis ahead of us in the rankings when they play like not even close to the number of games we played? You know what I'm saying? I think they're like 17 and 6. No, they're like 16 and 17 or 17 and 18. If that's their record. Meanwhile, the Pelicans have played much more games, and it's just like, how the fuck are they ahead of us? I get it, it's percentages and how that stuff works, but to me, it's just like that don't make any sense. But that Pelicans are gonna have to fight their way into that playoff spot if they want it, and yeah. I'm not gonna go into this rant. Anyway, y'all have a good night. Pelicans stomped, destroyed, did what they were supposed to do. I really don't have much more to say outside of that. See y'all in the next game. Peace.